Vitamin D affects many bodily functions, including bone health. Research also suggests low vitamin D levels may be a risk factor for autoimmune diseases. Many people don't get enough vitamin D. Research suggests that about 35% of adults in the United States are vitamin D deficient. Other areas of the world may have higher rates of deficiency. It's estimated that 80% of adults in Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh have vitamin D deficiency.
Our bodies produce vitamin D when exposed to sunlight. There are a few reasons why getting enough vitamin D this way is hard. To reduce the risk of skin cancer, it's smart to cover up, wear sunscreen, and avoid being outside during peak sun hours. People with more melanin may also produce less vitamin D through their skin, increasing the risk of deficiency. And depending on where you live in the world, it may just not be possible to have enough year-round sun exposure. That's why getting vitamin D from food or supplements is best.
Hello everyone, welcome back again to our channel, The Food Interval. In this series we will discuss on nutritious foods that are high in vitamin D.
Before moving further, join us on this delectable journey and become a valued member of the Food Interval community. Hit that subscribe button now, and let's savor the world of food and health together. What is the daily recommended dose of vitamin D? The daily value for vitamin D is 800 IU, 20 micrograms. The vitamin D content is listed as a percentage of the daily value on the nutrition facts label on food packages. This tells you what amount of your daily vitamin D requirement the food will provide. It's best to get vitamin D from food or supplements. Whether you need a vitamin D supplement in addition to food and sun exposure is a question to ask your doctor. They can also help you find out if you are deficient.
Here are 7 healthy foods that are high in vitamin D. Number 1. Fatty fish. Salmon is a popular fatty fish and a great source of vitamin D. Wild salmon typically contains more vitamin D than farmed salmon, but both are good sources of vitamin D. In a 3.5-ounce, 100-gram serving, farmed salmon contains around 66% of the daily value and wild salmon can contain up to 160% of the daily value. Other fatty fish, such as halibut and mackerel, also provide vitamin D.
Number 2. Herring and sardines. Herring is a fish eaten around the world. It is often smoked or pickled. This small fish is also a great source of vitamin D. Herring contains 214 IU of vitamin D per 3.5-ounce, 100-gram serving. Sardines are a good source of vitamin D as well. A 3.5-ounce, 100-gram serving provides 193 IU, or 24% of the daily value.
Number 3. Cod liver oil. Cod liver oil is a popular supplement. If you don't like fish, taking cod liver oil is another way to get nutrients that are hard to get otherwise. It's an excellent source of vitamin D. Cod liver oil contains 450 IU of vitamin D per teaspoon, 4.9 milliliters, or 56% of the daily value. It is also high in other nutrients, such as vitamin A and omega-3 fatty acids.
Number 4. Canned tuna. Many people enjoy canned tuna because of its flavor and easy storage methods. It is typically cheaper than buying fresh fish. Mercury is a heavy metal found in many types of fish. Bigger types of fish contain more mercury than smaller ones. The amount of mercury in canned tuna depends on the type of tuna. Canned tuna contains 269 IU of vitamin D per serving. Consider choosing light tuna and eating no more than 1 serving per week to prevent methylmercury buildup.
Number 5. Egg yolks. Fish are not the only source of vitamin D, whole eggs are another good source, as well as a wonderfully nutritious food. Eggs from commercially raised hens contain about 37 IU of vitamin D per yolk. However, eggs from hens raised outside or fed vitamin D-enriched feed contain much higher levels.
Number 6. Mushrooms. Besides fortified foods, mushrooms are the only sufficient non-animal source of vitamin D. However, mushrooms produce vitamin D too, whereas animals produce vitamin D3. Some wild mushrooms are excellent sources of vitamin D2 because of their exposure to UV light. Morels are a type of mushroom that grows in the wild. 1 cup of these mushrooms contains 136 IU of vitamin D, which is 17% of the daily value.
Vitamin D fortified foods. Natural sources of vitamin D are limited, especially if you're vegetarian or don't like fish. Fortunately, some food products that don't naturally contain vitamin D are fortified with this nutrient. Cow's milk. Cow's milk is a naturally good source of many nutrients, including calcium, phosphorus, and riboflavin. In several countries, cow's milk is fortified with vitamin D.
Soy milk. Since vitamin D is found almost exclusively in animal products, vegetarians and vegans may find it trickier to get enough. For this reason, plant-based milk substitutes such as soy milk are often fortified with vitamin D, along with other nutrients usually found in cow's milk.
Orange juice. Around 65% of people worldwide are lactose intolerant, and around 2% have a milk allergy. For this reason, some companies fortify orange juice with vitamin D and other nutrients, such as calcium. However, orange juice isn't a great option for everyone. For people prone to acid reflux, it can worsen symptoms.
Cereal and oatmeal. Cereals are another food that may be fortified with vitamin D. Remember that not all cereals contain vitamin D. It's smart to check the nutrition label to determine how much vitamin D is in the product. Though fortified cereals and oatmeal provide less vitamin D than many natural sources, they can still be a good way to boost your intake.
Vitamin D and calcium. Vitamin D is necessary for calcium absorption in your body. This plays a key role in maintaining bone strength and skeletal integrity. Getting enough of vitamin D and calcium is crucial to maintaining bone health and protecting against disorders like osteoporosis, a condition characterized by weak, brittle bones.
The following includes common questions about vitamin D food sources.
How can I increase my vitamin D fast?
You can increase your vitamin D levels by getting sun exposure or eating foods rich in vitamin D, including fatty fish, egg yolks, and vitamin D fortified milk and grains. In some cases of deficiency, a doctor may recommend vitamin D supplements.
Which vegetables are high in vitamin D?
You typically get vitamin D from animal sources. Fungi, like wild mushrooms and mushrooms exposed to UV light, also contain vitamin D. Other vegetarian sources include vitamin D fortified soy milk and cow's milk, fortified orange juice, and fortified grains.
Which fruits and vegetables have vitamin D?
Fruits and vegetables do not typically contain adequate amounts of vitamin D to support the recommended dietary intake. You can find vitamin D in mushrooms, egg yolks, fatty fish, and vitamin D fortified products, including soy milk and cereals.
What drink has the most vitamin D?
You can get vitamin D from vitamin D fortified beverages, including cow's milk, soy milk, and orange juice. Be sure to check the nutrition label, as only vitamin D fortified drinks contain vitamin D. That's all for this series. Hope it helps. Thank you for watching.
Hey, have you gone through these series? Click to access here.